How many games will the Cleveland Browns win in 2026? What's going on, Browns fans and Dog Pound? It's your boy Man Jones here, back up with another NFL record prediction. And this time, we'll be doing an NFL record prediction for the Cleveland Browns for the 2026 NFL season. I'm going to give you my game by game analysis and my game by game thoughts which and to see which games I think the Browns will win and which game I think the Browns will lose. So before I give you my record prediction for the Cleveland Browns for 2026 NFL season, don't forget to put thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to my channel more often, and comment down your opinion below to see how far I think the Browns will go. Do you think the Browns are going to take a step forward this year? Do you think they'll make the playoffs? Or you think they're gonna suck again and miss out on the playoffs? Let me know in the comments section below what you guys think. So, as you all know, you did hear the news that Myles Garrett got traded to the Rams for Jared Verse and all that. So, yeah. And also, the Browns are going to be dealing with a new defensive coordinator, which I don't know who their name is because, they lost Jim Schwartz. And also, they got new pieces on the offensive line and all that, a lot of new stuff. And all that. So, yeah, their quarterback position questions. And I know they got a new head coach and all that. So, we're going to get things started here with the games and all that. So, week 1, they got to play against the Jaguars on the road in Jacksonville. I got Jacksonville winning this game. And the reason for it is that I just think that Jacksonville, they're the more complete team and they have the better quarterback and better coaching as well. And I just really think that, Jacksonville's offense is going to make more plays because I just really think that, the Browns defense, like I say, they're not good on the road. And I feel like Jacksonville's offense might be able to overpower them because I think Jacoby Myers, Brian Thomas will have a good game. And, Jacksonville has a really good defense, though. I mean, they're good against the run, but not against the pass. I think their defense can make more plays and all that. And also, on top of that, Jacksonville does have the better quarterback as well, and they're at home. They're a better team. And I just really think that, Jacksonville is a pretty tough place to play at because of the heat, and Cleveland's really not used to the heat in September. So I think Jacksonville wins that game easily. Week 2 against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I actually think the Bucs win this game here. Now, this is back-to-back Florida games. I mean, they're gonna like stay in Florida for like 2 games on the road. I think the Bucs win this game because I think the Bucs are a much more complete team, and they have the better quarterback as well, and they're at home. And this is also the Baker Mayfield revenge game as well because Baker Mayfield was a Brown, and the Browns actually selected him in the 2018 draft, which that was like 8 years ago. So that's something you got to remember. And I just really think that the Buccaneers, they pretty much got better offense. I know their defense is not as good as yours, but I think the Bucs offense is going to make more plays here. I think Baker's going to make some plays here. And the Bucs defense may not be as good, but I think, the Bucs defense, I think Todd Bowles, against mobile quarterbacks, I think he'll find a way to confuse them and give the Browns offense some fits. So, yeah, and I just don't think the Browns, you guys don't really have the offense to get past the Bucs defense, which is their weakness. So, I think the Bucs win that game easily. Week 3 against the Carolina Panthers. This is a tricky one. Now, this game right here can definitely go either way. I kind of went back and forth on this game, but I'm going to go ahead and just come back to this one because this is like a tough game to predict. Then week 4, they got to play against the Pittsburgh Steelers at home on a short week in Cleveland. I think you're going to beat the Browns. I think you're going to split with the Steelers one. So I'm going to say the Browns win this game here because basically you guys really play the Steelers tough, though. And I feel like you guys match up well with the Steelers on paper really well. Like you guys, have, a decent pass rush that can get after Aaron Rodgers. And the Steelers, they may not be able to run the ball as much. I don't know if they're going to be able to throw it at, but you guys really have a great pass defense. So I feel like Ward and Met and DK will be a great matchup. Maybe they can take Pittman out of the game as well. And maybe they can force Aaron Rodgers to hold on to the ball to force him to beat you. But both of you guys don't have a great offense, though. But I think the Browns' defense is just going to win them the game itself. So I think Cleveland wins that game here at home. Week 5 against the New York Jets. This is a game right here that can definitely go either way. I could totally see Cleveland winning this game because they pretty much have the defense to at least confuse the Jets offense. And the Jets, their defense, like they're in a rebuild. Like they're not a great team as well. And the game's in New York as well. So I'm going to go ahead and give the Jets a win here because I just think the Jets, I just feel like because the fan base, and I just really think that the Jets, they have a young defense, and I think their defense can make plays at home. And I think offensively, they're not as good, but I think they can find a way to at least like put some points on the board, and I think they'll be successful there. So I think the Jets win that game here at home. Week 6 against the Ravens, I think you're gonna beat the Ravens. I think you're gonna split with the Ravens this year. So I'm giving the Browns a win here at home because typically you play the Ravens tough sometimes, but even last year you guys got swept by them. So yeah, so I think the Browns will win that game there. Week 7 against the Tennessee Titans. This is another game that can go either way. Now, some people could be picking the Browns to win, but I'm going to go with the Titans here because I just really think that, I kind of remember that game from like last year where the Titans, where it was kind of almost like a high scoring game and the Titans end up winning that game in Cleveland. And I just think, the Titans offense, I feel like Cam Ward will have a better game here. And I think, defensively, I think they can do enough to at least stop the run, cause mistakes and turnovers and all that. So, yeah, and I think that's pretty much why I got the Titans win this game. Next game, week 8, they got to play on the road against the Steelers. Obviously, I think you're going to lose this game to the Steelers to split the season series. I feel like the Steelers are a much more complete team and they have a better quarterback. And I like their coaching more. I think they have a better coaching staff. And I feel like Pittsburgh is going to have more to play for because I feel like they could totally make the playoffs. And I feel like Cleveland is going to play for nothing because I don't think the Browns are going to be a playoff team this year. So, yeah, that's pretty much why I think the Steelers are going to win that game, especially in Pittsburgh where it's a tough environment. Week 9 against the Saints. I actually gonna pick the Saints to win this game because I just think the Saints, I think the Saints are kind of like a much more complete team than the Browns. And I just think, enter at home and playing a dome could be tricky. I just really think the Saints have a better defense, in my opinion. I think their defense is going to be better than the Browns this year because I think their defense, it was top 10 last year. I think they'll do a really good job, like stopping the run, overwhelming the Browns' offensive line, even though it did improve. And I just really think that the Saints' offense is probably can totally make more plays as well. And I just kind of really feel like Tyler Shuck will have a better game. So yeah, and I feel like Tyler Shuck could totally be a better quarterback than Deshaun. So yeah, I think that's pretty much why I think the Saints are going to win this game. Week 10, they play at home against the Houston Texans. This could totally be a Deshaun Watson revenge game, but I'm going with the Texans here to win this game because the Texans are just a much more complete team. They have the better quarterback. And then they have the better coaching staff. And their defense is elite as well. I mean, they have a great pass rush, they have a great secondary, but their offense is probably not going to be as good. It's not really good like your offense is. I mean, both offenses aren't the same. I think I think Stroud will have a better game than Deshaun because Deshaun Watson isn't good. And I just really feel like that, I just feel like that the Texans defense is going to make more plays because I don't think that your defense is anything special. So yeah, so I think the Browns is gonna. I think the Texans will find a way to win that game here, and I feel like the Texans offense will have better performance. So yeah, I think the Texans win that game here. Then they get a bye week 11, and after the bye week, they play at home against the Las Vegas Raiders. This is a game. I'm going with the Browns here to win this game because I just feel like that the Browns defense is going to be a challenge. I think your defense matches up well with the Raiders offense because I just don't think the Raiders really have a lot of good weapons on offense that's going to like threaten the aspects of your defense. So I just think the Browns defense makes more plays and I think their defense wins them the game here. I think Jerry Judy can have a good game. I feel like Harold Fanning can. Quinton Junction can have a good game as well. So, yeah, I mean, Raiders do have a really great defensive line, but they're secondary suspect as well. So, yeah, and they got a new coach as well, paired to your having a new coach. So, yeah, I think the Browns find a way to win this game at home. Week 13 against Cincinnati Bengals. I think you're going to split with the Bengals. So, I'm going to say you win the first game against the Bengals and then you lose the second game against the Bengals in Cincinnati because you guys pretty much match up well with the Bengals really well, and you guys play them tough. And then I feel like the Bengals are going to be a playoff team this year because they did improve their defensive line through free agency. And I just don't really think that feel like the Bengals are going to be playing for something, and you guys are going to be playing for nothing. So I actually think the Bengals. That's why I think Cincy will win that last game. But I think Cleveland will win the first game because it's division rival and you guys play them tough. So yeah, that's pretty much why you're gonna lose that game. Week 14 against the Atlanta Falcons. This is a tricky game, but I'm gonna come back to that one. Week 15 against the New York Giants. I actually think the Giants will win this game because I kind of have a feeling that the Giants have a better quarterback. They have a better coaching. They're at home. I think they're going to be a better team than the Giants. And I just really think that John Harbaugh has had success against the Browns for the past. I think he does it again. And I just really think that the Giants pretty much have better receiving weapons as well. I think the Giants offense will have a good game. I feel like Malik Neighbors will have a good game. I feel like, Malik Neighbors will have a good game. Um, I feel like Scatterboo can have a good game. Likely can have a good game as well. So I think the Giants offense is going to have success here. I feel like Dark can have a good game as well. So yeah, I think the Giants win this game in New York. Week 16 against the Ravens. I think you will split with the Ravens, so I'm giving the Ravens a win here because it's in Baltimore where it's a tricky place to play at. I feel like you guys feel like the Ravens are going to be a playoff team this year because they're going to be playing for something. And they're just a much more better team and have a much more better quarterback as well. So yeah. Then week 17 against the Indianapolis Colts. This is another game that can definitely go either way. That's kind of tricky to choose, but I'm gonna leave this a tie here. So basically, I have the Browns sitting at 4-10-3. So I think between the Panthers, Falcons, and Colts, I think you're gonna win one of these games or lose one of these games. So I'm gonna go ahead and say I feel like the Panthers is a winnable game. That's a game you can totally win because I feel like that your defense matched up well with Carolina. I mean, Carolina's offense is not really good, but I'm just gonna go ahead and give the Panthers the win just because I think Carolina has improved their defense through free agency, adding Devin Lloyd and Jalen Phillips, and their secondary is pretty good as well. And I just think the Panthers' defense is gonna be better than yours because I feel like they can stop the run, they can stop the pass, they can do anything. Like, yeah, and I feel like that that the Panthers offense is gonna make more plays than you guys will. Like, I feel like they're just gonna like force you to pass the ball, throw the ball, force you to beat them, which you pretty much won't. So yeah, I think the Panthers are gonna win that game for sure. And then against the Falcons, I'm gonna lean towards Atlanta here because I just think Atlanta has a better coaching edge, and Kevin Stefanski. It's a Kevin Stefanski revenge game, and I just really think that he's gonna at least have tricks of his sleeves against the Browns defense. And who's ever playing quarterback for the Falcons, I think will have a better offensive performance here. So yeah, and I feel like Atlanta's defense, it may not be as good as yours, but I feel like they're really young, and I think their defense makes more plays here. And Jeff Ulbrich, the defense corner for Atlanta, is gonna like send some heat to that Browns offense that can't score points. So yeah, I just think Atlanta is pretty much a better team and a better version of Cleveland. So that's why I think Atlanta will win that game. And then against the Colts, I'm gonna lean towards the Colts just because I just have like a feeling that the Colts have better offense, and I feel like they have a better coaching staff. They have a better quarterback, and I just think they're just a much more complete team. And I just really think that the Colts, their defense is probably going to make plays. I mean, they have a great secondary that can really man up against the Browns receiving core, that can really force anyone who's playing quarterback for the Browns to hold on to the ball, force them to run the ball as well. Which I don't think the Browns are going to do that. Like, I think they're going to like force you to run the ball on them, which they're not going to do that. And I just really think that the Colts offense will make more plays here. I think Alec Pierce and Tyler Warren can have a good game here. Josh Downs, they hope they get him going. So yeah. So I feel like if Daniel Jones is healthy, I think the Colts will win. But if he's not, I think the Browns will win. So yeah. I think the Colts are gonna win that game for sure. So basically, I have the Browns sitting at a total record of 4-13, which that's pretty bad for sure for a lot of teams. I actually think the Browns, you know, I feel like they could totally take a step forward this year. Because the Browns, I feel like they could, but they might take a little bit of a step back this year because they have a new coach in Todd Monken. I like Todd Monken. I think he can call an offense, but I just don't know if he's gonna have the quarterback to function it. I like their offensive line improvements. I like what they did in the draft, adding receivers like Denzel Boston and Casey Consension to go along with Jerry Jeudy and Fannin. I love Quinshon Junkins as a running back. The defense did made improvements by they traded Miles Garrett away, and they did replace him with Jared Verse, who's a really good edge rusher. The linebacking core could be a question, and the secondary for Cleveland. I mean, it's still the same, but it could be a little bit sketchy. So the And I feel like that, the loss of their defensive coordinator is going to hurt them. I just don't know what the defense is going to be able to look like without Jim Schwartz. I feel like they got a new defensive coordinator. Will probably going to like have a different scheme and all that. So yeah, so I feel like 4-13 sounds about right for the Browns. I think they go somewhere from like 4 to like 7 wins this year. Maybe, but I think maybe they win like 8 games. Like if the offense can like get back playing where it was, and the defense can get back. The defense, plays at a high level. I mean, if Deshaun Watson, if he plays like Deshaun Watson and get back to where he was, okay, maybe the Browns can do that. Maybe they can win a lot of games. But as you look at the Browns schedule, I mean, it could be crazy because, they have to play the Jags. We know they play a weaker division, the NFC South. They got to even play the Panthers that made the playoffs last year. They got to play the Bucks, who could totally make it. They got to play the Falcons, the Saints. Like, those are easy games. And then, they have to play the Texans. They play the Colts. They play the Steelers twice. They play the Ravens twice. They even got to play an improved Giants team. Like, the schedule's really not crazy for them. So I think maybe like 4 or 5 wins, maybe 6 will work. I maybe 7, but they could easily do worse than 4 wins, which I wouldn't be surprised by that. But I feel like 4-4 at home, 0-9 away, 3-3 in the division, and 4-8 in the conference is probably pretty bad. I mean, I feel like, I just don't think Cleveland's there yet. I feel like they're gonna have to have a long offseason to improve and get back to where they were. So yeah, but if that can happen, but I think they can get back being a playoff team again. So yeah, 4-13 is my record for the Browns. You just go ahead and just let me know in the comments section below what you guys think. I mean, if we look at it, like, if the Browns' offensive line can play really good, I mean, they have a chance to beat the Panthers. They have a chance to beat the Titans. They have a chance to beat the Jets. They have a chance to beat the Saints. They have a chance to beat the Texans. They have a chance to beat the Falcons, the Colts, or the Giants, like any one of these games. So yeah, so I feel like, the Browns kind of did some nice stuff, but I just feel like this is a year they're not going to be that much better in 2026. Maybe next year, I mean, maybe they need at least maybe a year or two to get back to the playoffs. So yeah, so you let me know in the comments section below what you guys think. So yeah, like, see what you think your prediction for the Browns is. With this email, Jones, big fan. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and see more of my playlists of my NFL record predictions. Well, thank you guys for tuning in and watching. See you guys later. Peace.